YouTube, what is going on? Tacoma Comics here. Just gonna wait till there's somebody in the chat, at least one person sharing my Thanksgiving is coming to an end blues. What do? I got to go back to work tomorrow. Oscar Blues 1050. This is an Imperial Stout. Oscar Blues, Oscar with a K, is a Colorado brewery. This one is a powerfully strong 10.5% real heavy, fully roasted, fully yummy stout. If you're not into deep, dark, chocolatey kind of flavors, coffee overtones, don't have one of these. However, if you are into it, then it's a really good beer. Welcome to my first watcher. Let's get started here. I've got a bunch of stuff. I just haven't done a lot of videos recently. I wanted to let the community know that I was still awake and still out there. I did a video yesterday with tons. Hey, Gray Man. I did a video yesterday with tons and tons of comics for sale, and I kind of pushing that because it's not even the money. I just want to get rid of a bunch of comics. And just space becomes a premium. So I'm going to go over those comics again today. But before that, I got a bunch of stuff I'm sending out. Wanting to go over that. Hey, HME3. I want to go over some stuff that I'm reading, some stuff that I picked up. Got a run that I wanted to share with you guys, a bunch of different things. So let's go ahead and get started. My first topic of conversation for this evening. Anybody have a series that they are still reading that they really just don't like, but they feel like they've gotten into it so far that they don't they just feel like you can't get out of it. So I don't have any Volume 1 Spider-Man or Ghost Rider Gray Man. Sorry about that. But I have been reading Black Science since the beginning. And after like issue 10, they did a sort of reset issue where Grant McKay, this guy here, was alone on a world. And I talked to Rick Remender at ECCC a couple years ago, and he was like, yeah, we kind of felt like we needed to reset the story. And so that was a good reset, and that kept me going. But then I just kind of lost the thread. I lost the storyline. I got confused by who people were. That's a problem when you're doing multiple worlds and multiple people in multiple worlds, and an infinite number of worlds where there's an infinite number of you, multiple. Hold on a second. Hey, Nicholas, do you mind, bud? Can I help you guys? You have about half an hour, buddy, okay? I said 6:30. Sorry about that if there was confusion. You do have a little bit of time. Sorry, guys. So anyway, this is a series that I just don't care about anymore. But I'm 37 issues in. I've got it since the beginning, got every issue, got a bunch of variants, got number 1 signed by the artist and the author. And I've got... and this is the last issue of the penultimate arc, this is the last issue of the penultimate arc. So there's one more arc to go, like 4 or 5 more issues, then it's done. It's not bad. The art has been superbly consistent throughout. Looks really cool. It might read better as like a trade paperback or like a hardcover omnibus where you can read everything. But going a month apart, I just lost the thread of the story a while ago. So all due respect, nothing that these guys did was bad. It's a really well done comic. I kind of lost I lost interest after a while. Okay, Nicholas, I'm gonna ask you again. Take the voice down. Okay. So exactly, Gray Man. I'm almost there, right? And I don't do a lot of rereads of comics. Sometimes I even collect like the collected editions. I got one to show you in a minute after I get the whole thing, because it's just easier to read a collected edition than it is to go into the room, find the short box, pull out the bag, pull it out of the bag, put that one in, take the other one out of the bag. I'd rather just have a collected edition with some of this stuff. So we got 3 people watching. Let's see if the third person wants to make themselves known to us. I was in half price. Cheap half man. How you doing? So I was in half price the other day, and I came across 2 comics that I didn't know anything about, but they're relatively recent. And they're from like smaller indies, so I thought I'd give them a try. This one here is Maxwell's Demons, from Vault Comics, issue number 1, first printing. These are probably not household names to anyone, so I'm not going to go through who they are. It's kind of cool. It's about a kid who, very, very smart. His mom died. His dad's kind of hitting the bottle hard. Dad doesn't treat him very well. The kid lives in a fantasy world where he goes off and fights demons and bad guys and aliens and stuff, or he actually really does that. It's kind of hard to tell throughout. It was pretty cool. It was fun. His best friend's his teddy bear, and it was good. It wasn't the greatest comic in the world, but it wasn't bad for $2 at half price books. It was cool to find a comic by like something I'd never read before, never even heard about before. And then this one from Titan Comics, it says Static Press at the top, but then inside it says a Titan Comics division of Static Press or something. I read this one, and Atlas and Axis. The reason I picked it up is down here, Stan Sakai gave it like a thumbs up. So if Stan Sakai, he's from the guy who writes Usagi Yojimbo, if he's going to give something a thumbs up, I'm going to read it. Flat out. That's pretty easy. So I've been a fan of Atlas and Axis and Pow's cartooning for years, by which I assume he means this started out as like a web comic or started out as a black and white, or that this is not the first appearance of these guys, because this is a first printing of issue 1. So Atlas and Axis, who I think this one's Atlas and that's Axis. They're dogs with human features, and they do human things going throughout the world. Their town is attacked. This guy's sister gets taken, and this guy has a crush on his sister. And so it's just an anthropomorphic romp trying to get back like your Manny the Comic Collector. How you doing, bud? I don't know if I'm subbed up to Manny the Comic Collector. Can I click on you? And no, I can't click in my own chat. Wait, 3 dots at the end. Nope. I'm gonna go ahead and sub you up later, Manny, if not already subbed up to you. But welcome. So yeah, it's just like a revenge tale. My sister's been taken. We're gonna go find her back, and along the way, this guy goes missing because he's not very smart. This guy's the smart one, the supposedly capable one, and he goes and finds love with a woman, female dog, whose what's it called? Whose family has also been taken, I guess. And so she's also on a revenge. The two of them are going to go on revenge together and also try to find the mixing axis. So a fun read. I don't know that I need to start another series. I mean, I already spend a ridiculous amount. Hey, good for you, GPAP. Thanks for keeping it going. I like that. I've already spent a ridiculous amount of money comics each week, so I don't need to add new series. But they were kind of fun to read, so I was into that. Next one I got, which is really cool, and I only just found out I got the second printing. I guess this printing did really well. This is Submerged, and this is I don't know who did the cover, but they obviously did it thinking of the Demon Bear cover that Bill Sienkiewicz did when he kind of changed the face of comics in 84, 85 with New Mutants, 19, 20, and 21. Yeah, it absolutely is a nice homage. And the story is actually pretty good. It's really good artwork inside. I really, really like it. It was just a really well done story so far. This woman's kind of on her own. She's sitting at home getting stoned because she's just got like a lot of stress in her life. And then she gets a call from her brother, who she's always had to look out for. Something's wrong. She goes down into the subway to try to find him. I'm not exactly sure why she started going to the subway. There's a hurricane coming that's supposed to be like the worst one New York City's ever seen, which is why it's called Submerged. But she's going into kind of this like Kafka-esque, and that phrase is overused, but it is Kafka-esque. So he's going into this kind of Kafka-esque underworld where there's gatekeepers who aren't what they seem, right? And they're like, you need to find the truth. What are you really doing here? And all that sort of stuff. So again, it's the sort of story, Pope G. It's the sort of story that's been done before, but it's really, really done well. So it's a lot of fun. Hey, Pope G, I can't remember if I sent you that Howard the Duck yet or not. So you got to tell me. I only put one in my sale thing because I wanted to save one for you, the one with the first Gwenpool, but I can't remember if I sent that to you or not. Hey, Nathaniel, can you do me one favor? Or Nicholas? Can you go get the coloring book off the bedroom in the bed in the fourth bedroom? Cool. So, His Holiness, yeah, the Pope G, absolutely. Raise your metaphorical hand if you are a Witches fan. Okay, Pope, I'll send that in the next thing I send out to you, which is coming soon. This was really, really cool. Thanks, bud. So the first series he did, which is it was what Scott Snyder and Jock, Matt Hollingsworth, and I don't know who Robin's on lettering is, but the first volume, issues 1 through 5, was amazing. It's very hard for me to get scared by a comic. You have to be totally submerged and forget like the world around you if a comic is going to scare you. Witches scared me. This is like a 80-page, maybe 60-page behemoth. 40. Okay, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. 40, 50-page behemoth. But it is. I have the bad egg from Image Plus. That is really cool too. This is like a bridging one that's kind of bridging from volume 1 to volume 2, but it does it by going back in time and giving you a little bit more background, kind of fleshing out the world, making a larger world to let you realize there are witch hunters as well as witches, and kind of gives you this fuller story. So this is really cool. Highly, highly recommend. I know Pope G is a fan of this. Highly recommend this. So GPAP, the bad egg was just like a little short in Image Plus like a couple months ago, right? It's not an ongoing in every Image Plus or anything, right? Manny, I suggest you find it in trade. It's really worth it. Like I said, it's hard for a comic book to scare me. This comic book scares me. It really does, man. It was that good. So definitely, if this is a great jumping on point. If you missed the whole first one, you can read this and get everything that you need. Actually, you can get a better background by reading this than by reading the whole first volume. So I definitely suggest that. I finally broke down. They had 20% sale at one of my 3 LCSs. And I got the Vision hardcover deluxe edition. If you have not read this, I think, who was it? Gray Man, you were saying you're looking to start getting back into. Right now you're reading older stuff. This is a great comic to get into. You don't need a lot of background to this. This is simply amazing. The artwork, that's a good page to open up too. The artwork is impeccable. The story is impeccable. I mean, the story is, what does it mean to be human? Can we be human? What is normal? I read this with my kids. I skipped some pages, or maybe I didn't skip some pages, right? That's just, I mean, that's beautiful. Look at the colors on that, man. Jordi Belair does amazing colors. So really, really good stuff right there. And it's such a good read. I mean, his writing is beyond belief good. If you read Sheriff of Babylon, I absolutely highly suggest that too. Hey, John, you're part of my thing. I got something coming up for you in a minute. Glad that you're here. Yeah, and John, I read Vision with my kids. They were 9 and 7 at the time, I think, or 10 and 8 at the time, 10 and 7. But very cool. So they got all the variant covers, and I'm looking for this variant. Absolutely need to get that one. Yeah, I didn't see White Whale do that. I got to go back and find that, John. That's very cool. This is Michael Cho. I want to get that one. A couple really cool variants that I wanted to get. And then they break down the scripts, do character sketches, all the sort of stuff that you expect. But I mean, if you look at this, all these white pages here are story, and all these darker green tabbed pages here are back material. So you're getting almost the same amount of back material. So that usually runs 40. And I got it 20% off on Friday's super sale day, whatever it's called, Black Friday, racist. So yeah, I got that. Really cool. Really excited for that. I haven't read the Vision Scarlet Witch miniseries since the 80s, John. But I do want to go back and grab it. I see it sometimes at half price for like $10 for the whole series or $15. It's something I do want to read. Vision's one of my favorite characters, which is funny because I don't own a lot of Vision. I don't have a lot of Vision, but I like a lot of Vision. Avengers 57 is one of my top. Definitely want to get this comic. So I'm on that soon too. Yeah, both of my kids seem to like it. My younger one was young when I read it to him, John, but he still was into it. Just really good stuff. If you like Tom King, his Omega Men run was weird and difficult to follow because I didn't have any background. It was kind of, I don't think it was his best stuff. Sheriff of Babylon was one of the best things that I would not read with your kids, but Sheriff of Babylon, hey, Simon, Sheriff of Babylon was absolutely an amazing story. And the artwork was Mitch Gerard's. So the Batman for me is kind of like this. Some of the stuff, John, is great. Some is not so great. I mean, overall, after like 60 issues almost. Well, thanks for stopping in, Simon. After 60 issues or so, I'd say 2/3 of them are really good, but and some have been amazing, but I don't think I'd give it an absolute blank. Like this is the greatest run. Vision, I think, is as good as Sheriff of Babylon, maybe even better because it's more of a complete story. Miracle Man, I've liked, but it's not. I don't mean redundant is too strong a word. I'm starting to see themes that like aren't brand new to me in his work. Miracle Man is kind of asking similar questions about what's important, how important is family versus everything else. We're talking about the family of a guy who's the son of a god who's about to go to war. Oh, cool, Simon. I'd love to hear that. It's like I said, it's great. It's absolutely fabulous, and the detail that he goes into, the quoting of Shakespeare, the framing of the art, the way they put Vivian Vision in windows, framing her looking from the outside, just all these little things that add up. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Switch gears here to something that's not so deep, but something I've always wanted to read and I never got into. And if it looks like I'm struggling, I'm struggling. So this was at Half Price Bookshop for $20. It is large, right? $20 for this, and again, 20% off on Black Friday. So I have never read any of the Goon whatsoever. So if you look at the Vision compared to that, right? This is massive, absolutely massive. And they had volume 2, and I was really close to getting volume 2 and at the same time, but I'm like, what if I don't like it? That's a large, I mean, that weighs about 12 pounds. That's a heavy book to get for that. Yeah, GPAP, I really thought it was. I mean, it retails for 40, so it's half price, and I got it for 16 after 20% off. So really like it. I've gotten through, the first 2 issues, a lot of back matter and a lot of stuff in there. But it's really cool. So I do have Hillbilly. I was collecting Hillbilly by Eric Powell. So I didn't know his stuff. I was pretty sure I was going to like it. The Goon is awesome, right? I mean, there's no redeeming qualities about the Goon, at least none that I've seen yet. He's a goon, right? And he works for a mobster and he just kills lots of people. Now, most of the people he kills are bad guys or zombies, but they don't make an attempt at justifying what he does, right? This is just a fun comic. And it absolutely is a fun comic and a heavy collection of volume. All right, let's see what else we got here. So, John, this one's going out to you and your girls. I got 4 Scotty Young variant covers there. I thought you guys would like. Let me know what you think. One of them Deadpool might not be appropriate for your girls, but it was assigned Scotty Young, so I figured, what the hey. This is let's do that one. So if Charles, if you watch this on the rerun, I'm sending out your stuff. This is from All About Comics. JP had an auction last Wednesday. I know it's kind of late going out, but it was the holidays. What I thought was totally cool about this is you never know where people live, basically, unless they do a lot of videos like Tacoma. Obviously, I live in Tacoma now. But Charles actually lives in 2 towns over from where I grew up on Long Island, and he lives in the town where I first started teaching like 21 years ago. So I thought that was really cool. This one was, I can't remember his name, but this is another one from the auction. And then I put a bunch of books up for sale the other day, and they, what's it called? And Spidey Fan grabbed a couple of them. So Spidey Fan, I got your stuff going out right here. Those may go out tomorrow. They'll more likely go out Tuesday. I don't want to get your hopes up. Probably going out Tuesday in the mail. So Spidey Fan, that's really quick. I put those up yesterday, but people waiting from last week, I appreciate you waiting. John, I did hit you up on Instagram. I've lost your address, or I don't know if I didn't get it or something like that. Yeah, my wife does teach. She teaches developmentally delayed K through 3. She's in her 2nd year doing that. She did preschool for like 4 years before that while our kids were young. And then back in New York, where we used to live, she taught art for like 3 years at elementary level. So she's gone kind of up and down and all over. All right. This one here, Chew coloring book. This is going out to the community. And here's what I mean by that. And I wrote my notes here. I'm going to see if I can read them backwards in the thing. Listen, you color it, learn it. Color it, leave your mark, write something witty. On YouTube, I can't read this backwards. Sorry. On YouTube, don't show your page, just show the page of any and all previous colorists, then send it on its way to someone new. In the end, I'd love it back. So the idea is that I'm going to color a couple pages in here. I've already started. You can see how beautiful my artwork is. Right. I chose yellow and red. After I color a couple pages, I was going to send this on to somebody who I've already mailed stuff to, whose address I have. When they get it, they can then show the pages that I colored, but not the pages they color. Then they color some pages, send it on to somebody else, that person's color pages. So my idea, my hope, my goal, my wish, my dream, my fantasy is that this will make it around. There's no page numbers, but there's at least 40 or 50 things, and then people can scribble in it and we can keep it going around. And when it's done, maybe somebody be gracious enough to send it back to me. But I thought that'd be pretty cool to have the whole community coloring in a coloring book, because, that's what we do. Yeah, Gray Man Shoe is an incredible read. All right, I bought a bunch of these the other day, so I just thought I'd show this off because people like to see comics. This is a young lady named, hey, Funk Off. What's up, Matt? I'll make sure you get it too. Laura Kinney, I believe, otherwise known as X23, otherwise known as Shoe Coloring Comic Community Champagne. That's right, Grayman. Otherwise known as the new Wolverine. This is the regular
Honey Badger.
print. Or Honey Badger is her sister, Gabby. That's okay. So let me tell you how cool my kids are. They've spent the entire weekend playing Diablo or watching Korra, Legend of Korra on Netflix and trading off when somebody's turn is up, because that's how they roll. That is the second printing that's actually worth quite a bit, apparently, of number 2. This is the first appearance of Honey Badger, I believe, is the way it goes. There's a variant, John Tyler Christopher action figure variant for number 1. That is 3. You can see I haven't taken this in. I actually throw these bags away and put in new blank bags because I hate these stupid stickers. 4, 5, and 6. This is 7, which is notable. Is really not worth anything, but it's notable for being the first appearance of Jonathan, who is who is the pet Wolverine, I believe, of Honey Badger. She actually has a Wolverine as her pet. I like this cover a lot. Really thought that was cool. Old Man Logan and an all new Wolverine there. Yeah, I've only read a few issues of this. I've read more of the first X-23 and the new X-23. I haven't read a lot. I just decided to start getting this after I looked at my collection, saw that I had like 5 or 6 of them. I'm like, all right, let's see if we can pick that whole thing up. I mean, it's cheaper doing it in half price books than going the original way, right? I thought this is a pretty cool one too. I guess that's Dokken in the background, or looks like Wolverine's head, Old Man Logan, and I'm not exactly sure who's what there. But anyway, it's people. It's cool. There's 14. I guess you could call that a little Wonder Woman bondage cover type. 17 and 18. And I think overall, I like the covers for X-23 better. I think some of them were better, except for the Jubilee Vampire, because I hate Jubilee Vampire. This one was pretty cool, though. This is the Venomized variant for Laura Kinney there. I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm missing 19, so there's 20. And I'm missing 21, so there's 22. And let's see. Got 23. And then this one, which was just an amazing cover. I just love that artwork. I don't know who did that. That is, Francis Laniel. Francis U. Laniel, is that his name? I think so. Pretty darn cool. How can you hate Vampire Jubilee? Not my cup of tea, man. Not my cup of tea. Yeah, there's another copy there. I got one for sale, too, if people are interested. One of these later ones is also notable for something. I can't remember what it was. 25, 26, missing 27, I think. There's 28 and 31. I hate this guy. Like, I can't stand anything with him in it. Just horrible, horrible character. No redeeming qualities. Dumb junk. Sorry, did I say that out loud? Yeah. And this is the first appearance of, I think, old woman Laura Kinney and old Miss Marvel. Like, I don't know if that's her official name, Miss Marvel, as president in the future. So I'm not exactly sure what you call that, but that is that appearance. So there's my all new Wolverine. Kind of getting to those. Let's see. 6:30. I told the kids to make dinner at 6:30. But you guys good playing video games a little while longer? Yeah, good. I want to make sure I stop. His hands down the Manny. I don't even know what that means. Pope C, you won something from me. On All About Comics or something. And when he did a little. I was hating on Jubilee Vampire and Deadpool, but Deadpool much more than Jubilee Vampire. Never been a Deadpool fan. Hey, look, I can say inappropriate things. Ha ha ha. Let's make this joke go for 25 years. So yeah, Pope C, and remind me what I was supposed to send you because I forgot. It's something I had a double of. I was going to send you out. But yeah, hit me up on Instagram. All right, lost train of thought. Going to the New York Times. I used to love reading the New York Times, living in New York, especially before all my news was on Twitter. I used to go through this a lot, but I picked this issue up for a very specific reason. This was like about a week and a half ago. There's an article on G. Willow Wilson writing Wonder Woman. And then when you actually get to that inside, it's even cooler because above the fold is an article on Jeff Lemire. And if you know Jeff Lemire, Black Hammer, and the whole Black Hammer world is coming to the screen somewhere. So it's not just like Black Hammer. He might actually like be making a superhero universe because he's got an entire like Black Hammer vibe going on with Black Hammer Age of Doom, Dr. Frankenstein or Solar, Dr. Solar and Frankenstein or something. Black Hammer, Quantum Age. There's like 4 spin-off series already. And then right below that is the continuation of the G. Willow Wilson article on Wonder Woman. So I thought it was really cool that in the New York Times, there were 2 comic book articles together. I see G. Willow Wilson at least once a year at a free comic book day in Seattle at a particular shop, but I don't and have never met Jeff Lemire. I have a ridiculous amount of number ones for him to sign, from Royal City to Sweet Tooth to Trillium to all the Black Hammers. So I hope to meet him someday. I don't have Underwater Welder. That was apparently his first big series. Would like to see him. So let me just catch up in the chat. Pope Grimy has a superpower. When he puts his hands down, he becomes a man. That's interesting. Gray Man says Deadpool cool. Films were okay, but never really followed him. Pope C, thanking Pope G for a huge AOK. Funk Off says Black Hammer is sweet. He's absolutely correct. All right, for the last part of this, hey, if you saw my video yesterday with all the comics that I'm trying to sell, don't bother watching the rest of this. I hate to say that, but I'm just trying to get a whole bunch of comics sold off here. But if you didn't see it, I'm going to link the original video that has all my payment information. I'm going to show these comics again because I'm not too above begging. So buy my comics. I mean, like I said, it's not even a money thing. No, Pope G, I put that aside for you. Come on, man. You're my brother. You're one of the 2 popes that I know in the world. Yeah, you'll get that. That's for you. And the other guy hasn't gotten back to me, so I figure he's uninterested. I'll give that to you next time I send off an AOK, probably with that shoe, because I'll start with you. I was going to try to draw a shark with a pendulous amount of bosom and see if that works out. So that'll go to you. All right, these are all hitting up $5 each. There is my shipping. Like I said, I'll link to everything. But if you guys are interested, stick around. I'll show you some comics. I'll show them quickly. Tokyo Ghost #1. That's the 3rd copy I have of that all-new Wolverine 24. Oblivion Song. I got 2 copies of that. Since I got the hardcover of this, I've got the director's cut of Vision going. I have a copy of that all-new Wolverine with the first appearance of the Wolverine. Yeah, hey, Pope C, if you read more than just the first one, I just read the first, I don't know if it's a graphic novel, trade paperback, or what, or if there was more. But I read that. Right here, we've got New Teen Titans number 23. This is first appearance of Blackfire, sister of Starfire. Got a little Mr. Miracle double shot there for $5. That's issue 2 and 3. If you haven't started reading that, I'm going to do these quick. If you guys, sorry, I'll try not to do them upside down. This is Supergirl. This is the first one in the Rebirth line. This is a variant printing, variant cover by, I don't know, and I'm not going to, oh, there's a letter B down there. It's by B. So if you wanted the cover of Supergirl by B, there you go. Agents of Atlas, variant cover. I don't know what this is, but there it is. Champion sketch cover. All these are really in good condition. No spine ticks. Maybe like a dimple that can probably be pressed. Definitely nothing color breaking or rips or anything. Moon Knight #1. This is another. I've got another copy of this. I want Lemire to sign. Micronauts 35. That's the first appearance of Death Squad. Ooh. Second copy of that. Variant cover of Flintstones #1. If you're not reading Mark Russell, man, get on that. That is some good stuff. Rebirth one shot. Adam Hughes cover. I know some people are big Adam Hughes fans. This is also a variant to #1. Not to #1, to the one shot. Scotty Young, I Hate Image. Sex Criminals, signed by Matt Fraction, but with a tear so small I can't see it, but there is a up here by her, underneath her hand there. So yeah, that's why it's only $5. Speaking of Scotty Young, there is his still bagged and sealed. There is his cover to Sex Criminals 25. It's supposed to be really good. I've got another one I haven't opened it yet. 18 Art Germ, Supergirl. These are like that line of Supergirls he did that were really popular. If you have not read it yet, Moonshine #1. Well, I'm glad you got it, John. Good for you. That's awesome. Immortal Hulk #2. I do not. Sorry. Don't think I have any Immortal Hulks. I do have Jupiter's Legacy #1. This is a variant printing. This is one of the 4 things Mark Millar is taking to Netflix. Redlands regular cover #1, $5. Redlands variant foil cover, but this one has, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see it right there. A little crack, so that's why it's down there. Days of Hate. I got 1 and 2 for $5. Never continued with that. Hey, somebody else just joined us. We're up to 8 people. Woohoo! These piles are getting big. Let me start a second pile here. Dark Order, Ebony Maw, variant edition. This is not the 300. This is, hey, APMC, this is not the $300 edition. This is just a regular variant. Black Magic #1, signed by Greg Rucka. Enjoy dinner, man. And this is the first appearance of the new King of Atlantis, who has a name. I don't know what it is. Cover #1, and actually I'll throw in cover #2 as well, because I've got 1 and 2. This is a Phil Noto, Civil War 2. I like this a lot because it's Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. Old Donny Cates action, Baby Teeth #1. Ash, Army of Darkness, sketch cover, partial sketch cover, sort of sketch cover. I don't know. It's a variant cover that's sketchish. Looking at X-Force #8. This is the cameo of Domino. So if I have it correct, New Mutants 98 is not Domino. It's Copycat pretending to be Domino. X-Force #8 is cameo of Domino. And then X-Force 11 is the actual first appearance of Domino. Correct? There's another 8. First appearance of Duke Thomas as the Signal in the Signal #1. First appearance of Cassie Lang as Surge, I believe. Yeah, this one I'm only doing $5 because it's got just some color, whatever it's called, when like it pulls off some other color. It's pretty good conditions. It's a little dark on the white here, so it's not a great one. Still sealed in the bag with a Death Blow card. Darker Image #1. That's first appearance of Max, Pitt, and whoever this guy is. And an anatomically correctly drawn woman down here. Not. Let's see. Got a double shot for $5. Max and Pitt #1s. Max and Pitt #1s. Normals was optioned for TV a while ago. That's going for $5. Deathblow. Yes, I think you're right, APMC. Thank you. Deathblow, and one of the baddest ass characters you've ever seen. Alf. There's Alf. So all of those were $5. And like I said, all of these, if you need to look at them again, they're on my other video that I'll link into this one. Let's see what else we got here. Holy cow, Batman is an entire short box full of comics for sale. By the way, I got a shout out. Did everybody here see Gil's haul the other day? He did a haul that was beyond belief. Hey, Roman. He found some guy who had bought stuff from a estate sale, and he paid $500 for it to stuff one long box full. And everything he stuffed in that long box was like a $30, $40, $50, and then some of them were like $100 comics. I mean, he easily had a low estimate. He easily got $10,000. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Look what he has. Go see Gil's. What is it? Gil's 3811 or something like that. Blow your mind. Just multiples of comics that like we see all the time in people's keys and big hauls. Yeah, Funk Off. That was like, it made me think like never brag about a haul again. never like act like you've gotten something good. Like, hey, I got shoe number 1 for $1.50. Hey, he got 20 of them. I mean, it was amazing the stuff that he got, and it looked like the guy he bought it from had been friends with Stan Lee, because some of the stuff was Stan Lee signed. A lot of it was like 30-year-old comics in pristine condition. Grayman, somebody can go check it for me. I think it's Gills3811 is his handle. That guy lucked out. I mean, he did his research. He paid. I don't want to say he lucked out. Like, he had to work hard to get it, but he did work hard and he did get it. I think I got another bunch here. I just want to make sure I don't go over the limit. $3. Gills311. There you go. DC Bombshells #1. Young Avengers, second printing #1 sketch, and first printing $3. X-Force 4, the third Deadpool, $3. Another copy there. Alex Ross and Mark Waid on cover of All New, All Different Avengers #1, $3. First appearance of Amka as Snow Guard. Not first appearance of Amka, but first appearance of Amka as Snow Guard, Champions 20. Crosswind by Gail Simone. This is actually a really good read, and this is being made into a TV show. I believe it was optioned for a TV show. Spider-Gwen #1. I got 4 of these, selling them for $3 each. So if you're interested, I'm not going to waste time showing it to you. The Nova Vision variant Champions 1. This variant to Champions #1. This variant to Champions #1. This one I actually like a lot. I think this is really, really good artwork, and I love the kind of reflection down here. I got 2 of those. This, hey, Funk Off, thanks, man. I appreciate it. This Champions #1. These are all $3, by the way. Paper Girls 1, Paper Girls 1, and then just single darker image one there, not paired up with anything else, and not in the poly bag still. And then I got a whole bunch of, what do I got here? $2 comics, so we're really hitting the bottom barrel here. A janky copy of New Mutants 21. Savage Things #1. Second printing of Nemesis. Again, this is not optioned, but since Millar has the Netflix deal, something is going to be optioned. Lemire's Hawkeye. This sucks. Don't buy it for me. Nobody wants it. Motor Crush. This was a big talked about comic that didn't really go anywhere. Bloodshot #1. Bloodshot 0. Bloodshot 0. Supergirl. This is the regular printing of the Rebirth one-shot, and Tooth and Claw. And my shipping prices, I don't know, 1 through 5 or 7, 6 through 10 or 13, and 11 through 20 are 17. All right, moving along. Got to be careful not to bend anything in this box. A couple bigger ones here and some packs. If you are if you're an Adam Hughes fan, I got some Adam Hughes coming up in a moment. Let's see what we got here. Why is everything backwards, man? Whew. You know it's not going to come out like that. You know you're going to drop half of them, right? Here we go. So let's make sure. 646. You guys, right after this, all of you jump on to All About Comics. JP is celebrating his 1,000 Instagram followers. So definitely jump onto that. But let's see. So all of these, I had something here for this. And I lost it. So now I'm going to hope I match the price I already offered. This is $25 shipped, and it includes shipping. So it's just a metal tie-in, a Batman Devastator, Merciless, Drowning, Justice League 32 and 33. That's $25 shipped for those 6 comics. And then for these 5, I don't know if you read this. This is later Pope G. This was Revolution. Colin Bunn wrote this. This is Transformers, Micronauts, G.I. Joe, and ROM Space Knight all together in just a crazy, crazy thing. So just $20 shipped for all 5 of those. If you're interested, $10 shipped for these 4. Fujitsu 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bam. All right, now for the $10 comics, individuals. Hans variants, Miss Marvel 31. A clean copy of Young Avengers number 6. Young Avengers number 1, or Young Avengers number 1. First appearance of Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. That famous Batgirl 28, Josh Middleton. I got a couple copies of those to go around if you're interested. Got another Hans copy there. This is 11. This is the Domino. This is signed by Adam Hughes, $10 right here. I don't know, APMC, if you've got this one. This is one of his Betty and Veronica. I don't think this is the original cover. I think this is a variant, but since he drew it, he might have drawn the variants and the original. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll see you in a little bit, Popesy. I got to make the kids dinner in like 2 minutes. This one was still Middleton, or this was Art Germ, or I don't know who this was. This is Catwoman 4. Animosity number 1. This one, I believe, was option. This is an amazing series. Thanks, APMC. It is Art Germ. Bloodshot 6, the first appearance of Ninjak with undercover, or at least not in his uniform. Captain Marvel 1 and 2. That Captain Marvel is signed by Miss Kelly Sue DeConnick. First appearance of Kate Kane. And one of these, I think I'm sending off to my friend Pope, but one of these is for sale. This is the first appearance of Gwenpool in a comic. She appears on the cover of a variant of she appears on the cover of a variant to Deadpool Secret Wars 2, TOO. But there she is too. Thanks, Pope C. Thanks for talking it up. Yeah, Fujitsu, $10 shipped for those 4. First appearance of Ghost, $10. Kill or Be Killed, $10. And double pack Rick and Morty, The Vindicators, and a little poopy superstar, which I feel embarrassed saying as a grown man. Let's see what else we got in here. So 2 things left, and they're rather large, and they're sliding about here. I'm trying to stop them from sliding. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just having issues with comics sliding about. So this first one goes for $125 shipped. Thanks, Roman. Oh, you did, Roman. Awesome. I'll check it out. I'll make sure nobody buys something here. So this includes the first full story with the Kamala Khan in and the second cover appearance, Marvel Point 1, number 1. It includes the Hans variant. It includes Miss Marvel number 1, signed by G. Willow Wilson. And then it includes, I'm not going to show them all here because I don't want to waste your time, but 1 through 19, which is the entire volume 3. So that's $125 shipped if you're interested. You got 2 $20 comics here. Sorry, I got a $20. That is the second appearance of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. That's the first one from Kelly Sue, her first run in 2012. And then this one is an Alex Ross sketch variant for Mighty Captain Marvel, and this one is for $30. And then I think the final thing that I have, it can't be because I see a lot. Oh, I got a few more. This one is just 100 shipped. This is Miss Marvel 1 through 19, And this doesn't include any extras, and Miss Marvel #1 is not signed. Satellite Sam, if anybody's interested in Satellite Sam. This is Matt Fraction and Howard Shaken. This is, I can't remember what I said on this, $30 shipped, I believe. First one is a second printing, but it's signed by Matt Fraction. And then, thanks, Gray Man. And then it is, let's see if we can get all of these here. No, I got to hold them up. And then it's just the entire series, 1 through 15. So we'll do, let's do 25. No, it's heavy. Let's do 30 shipped on this. I don't want to get killed on shipping. An amazing series. Obviously, some titillating covers, but it's actually incredibly well written. Really deep into the beginning of the TV era. Really great story. Running out of room on the table here. All right, I think this is last. I won't even bother with the other one. Snot Girl, $25 shipped, #1 through 5, plus some variants. Brian Lee O'Malley. Here's #1 and variants #1. There is #2, #3, and variants #3, #4, the variants #4, and #5. And that's $25 shipped. So like I said, guys, all of this is listed in the original video where I did my sale. I'll link it to this one. If you see anything you like, or you want to try to bargain for something or put together a deal, let me know. I'm not about ripping off the community. I'm just about making some space in my comic book room. Hey, there I am again. All right, I got like 10 minutes to clear the table and make dinner, and then you got to go jump on JP's All About Comics. He's doing 1,000 Instagram follower congratulations party. I don't know what you want to call it. He's gonna blow up several things and do lots of drugs and party with a bunch of circus midgets or something. Don't hold me to it. I don't know if that's exactly what's going on, but that's what he might do. Who knows? All right, you guys have a good time. I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much for being here. Sub up, everybody. Sub me up if you haven't already. I'm gonna have to sub up Manny and a couple other people, but dude, you guys are amazing for hanging out and chatting. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.